Jody Kay?
Thank you, Director Pong. My name is Jody K. Peterson, and I'm the Program Director for Driver Services. We are here because of Driver's License for All. Driver's License for All, as Director Pong said, we're excited about it. We're only 3 weeks and 3 days away from implementing, and we're excited about that. Appointments are now available for residents to be able to make those appointments. Those are open 30 days in advance. We do say while appointments are available now, they can fill up pretty quickly. We do have a subscription wait list that residents can be able to sign up for, so they're not checking the website every day or all the time or multiple times in a day. To be able to sign up for when appointments do become available, they can check the sign up to be able to visit preferred stations that they would like to go for an appointment. While Driver's License for All requirements have changed, it is really for standard Minnesota identification or a standard Minnesota driver's license. The requirements have changed where we've added additional documents for individuals to be able to apply for a standard Minnesota ID or driver's license. While appointments are normally high in demand, they will be higher or expected to be in high demand come October 1st. The steps to take a Minnesota driver's license is first, in most cases, someone will need a Minnesota driving permit that they'll be able to take. But before you can take the permit, you need to take the knowledge test. Now, we do have the knowledge test in 8 different languages at DVS locations, and that is in English, Somali, Hmong, Vietnamese, American Sign Language, Russian, Karen, and Spanish. We do have our DVS third-party proctor that we have approved, so they're able to give the written tests where individuals can be able to get into an appointment to and make a reservation to be able to take the written tests. Currently, at a third-party proctor, those languages are only in 2 languages, in Spanish and English at the moment. However, come ending of this month, those languages would also be expanded in the languages I listed previously, so all 8 languages. There are group oral tests and individuals tests that individuals are able to do at a DVS location. Also, when they're taking the written test, they have an audio feature that they're able to listen to the test as well. And so with those group appointments and oral appointments, if those languages are not available at a DVS location, they can bring in an interpreter with them to be able to take the test orally. There are certain documents that are required to be able to get a driver's license for all, standard ID or driver's license, and those required documents can be found on our driver's license webpage. It's a dedicated webpage that we do have that individuals can go and look at all DVS related items under driver's license for all. When you do go to the website, it will be at the upper left hand corner to be able to click on that information. All documents, we do need all documents that are in any foreign language to be translated into English for an appointment, and we need those to be translated by a verified source. Individuals can prepare for all of this. Once they've made an appointment, they can now go ahead and set up for a written test. We do advise for individuals to study the manual, and the manual is available online in 3 different languages. That's English, Spanish, and Somali. We are working on looking at extending the manual in other languages. Thank you. At this point, we'll turn it over to Oliver.
It's open for questions at this time. Quick. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Hi, my name is Nina Moynihan with NPR. I'm just curious if you could give an idea for, just generally, you know, if things go as planned, how long it might take an individual to go from, you know, setting up this first appointment to having their license in their hand.
Yes. Thank you for that question. And the question is how long the process will take for an individual to actually have a driver's license in hand. Now, we want to make sure that come October 1st, or when someone starts to apply, that they're not going to, once you take the test, not to walk out right away with an actual driver's license in hand. No, for someone who's coming where they've never had a driver's license before, the process is where they'll take the test. Once they've passed the test, they'll be given a permit, a driver's license permit, it's a temporary driver's license. Now, if the person is 19 years or older, they'll need to practice some driving time for about 3 months, where they'll be able to schedule a road test for them to actually take the road test in a vehicle, and from there, they're able, less than 30 days, to be able to get a actual Minnesota driver's license. So we could look at anywhere between 3 to 6 months that someone, depending on how often or how many times they need to take the actual knowledge test. I can tell you some of my peers, even some of my relatives, have taken the knowledge test multiple times. So again, it depends on how prepared and how well they've studied for both exams.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Quinn Gorham with Gray TV here. Should perhaps undocumented residents be worried about risk of deportation or other legal consequences when dealing with a government agency to get a driver's license?
Thank you. And the question is, will undocumented individuals have to worry about presenting information or applying for a ID or driver's license? With DVS, we're only, our job is really to look at the documents that they provide to us to be able to issue them that ID or driver's license. Now, specifically with this law that was signed in back in March, we have no, that's not where DVS concern is to be able to report any information to law enforcement of any immigration status at all. And so with driver's license for all, it's really removing the requirements for individual to show legal presence, but DVS will not be submitting any names, any information, personal information to any immigration law enforcement for deportation.
Scott Keller, Fox 9 News. Do you guys have any sense of numbers, how many people, I know that I'm talking about undocumented folks, but I mean, do you guys have a sense of what we're looking at in terms of how many people are going to take advantage of this?
Thanks, Scott. The question is, how many people are we expecting that will be able to apply for driver's license for all? The data that we found showed there are 81,000 eligible Minnesotans who are able to come forward and be able to apply for a standard ID or driver's license.
Is this, sorry,
Go ahead.
is this going to be available day one across the state, or is it going to be kind of a rollout process for maybe perhaps some of the more rural parts of Minnesota?
Thank you. And the question is, will driver's license for all be applicable to everyone across the state? Yes, it will not be a phased-in approach. It will be applicant to everywhere, metro, the greater parts of Minnesota.
Go ahead, Ian.
I know you mentioned that there isn't currently a wait list. I am curious about just the capacity of our state to make sure that wait lists and wait times don't get sort of out of control. I don't know if, resources are still kind of lagging perhaps from the peak of the pandemic. Could you just talk a little bit about your expectations with just staffing and kind of getting everybody through?
Thank you. And the question is, in terms of wait lists, how is DVS prepared for that with staffing? Now, one of the good things, Nina, is with this law, DVS was given 16 brand new positions to be able to implement driver's license for all across the state, and that's 12 examiners and also 4 issuers and who are able to issue and go out in the community as well. Now, with those numbers, those will be able to help us with what I mentioned earlier with the 81,000 being able to, that are eligible for that. So in that sense, our hiring for that has been going really well. Actually, we've had some of those brand new positions already started and going through training. And so we are expected to be able to meet a demand and again be able to take appointments. And we'll definitely monitor those as we're seeing folks reaching out and looking for more appointments.
I'm Maya Santa Maria with La Raza Radio. I'd like to know if you could direct me to a specific site or a place where there are resources and information with all of the details about the documentation needed, where to go, how to get an appointment, etc. in Spanish.
Thank you. And the question is, where can someone go to get all the information for appointments, documents required for driver's license for all? We do have a dedicated webpage, and you can go to that at drive.mn.gov. And at the upper left-hand corner, it says driver's license for all, and all the information is listed there on how to, the documents that are needed to apply for an ID or driver's license. Also, too, we do have a virtual Google Assistant program, which when you go to that, it's a chat bot for us where individuals can type in question. It could directly give them the answer. You can have the answer in Hmong, Spanish, or English that the person can be able to choose from to interact with that chatbot. And for appointments, once you go to e-services, we've just actually updated our website where appointments is the very first item to the very far left that someone will be able to see to make it clear that that's where they will need to go to make an appointment.
Just to clarify, are those resources in Spanish?
They are not currently in Spanish, but however, once you translate it, like put Spanish in the chat bot, it should be able to convert the website into Spanish.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No more questions. That concludes today's press conference.
Appreciate it. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.